Senator John McCain of Arizona may be facing a similar dilemma. The centerpiece of his presidential run thus far has been campaign finance reform. He has blistered President Clinton for selling access to major donors, turning the Lincoln bedroom into a Motel 6, as McCain put it, during the '96 campaign. Today, though, the Boston Globe broke a story which at any other time attached to any other senator might have merited little more than a shrug. In John McCain's case, though, as Chris Bury now reports, it could spell trouble.
We have to have campaign finance reform and return the government to the people and take it out of the hands of the special interests.
When he made that pledge last month, Senator McCain also acknowledged in almost the same breath that on occasion he too has given special access to special interests.
I believe that there have been times when I have probably been influenced because the big donor buys access to my office, and we know that access is influence. And honestly, that taints us all. It taints me.
Indeed, only 6 days earlier, today's Boston Globe revealed McCain had pressed the Federal Communications Commission on behalf of a major contributor. He is Lowell Bud Paxson, founder of the Home Shopping Network and owner of more independent television stations than anyone else. Paxson and his law firm have contributed $20,000 to McCain, according to the Globe, and his company Jet is among those McCain has used during his campaign.
It suggests that they bought access to the senator.
Angela Campbell, a public interest lawyer and Georgetown law professor, says McCain, chairman of the powerful Commerce Committee, pressured the FCC to hurry up a television station deal in Pittsburgh that directly benefited Lowell Paxson.
Paxson had a financial interest in this.
Absolutely. He wanted to get a station in the Pittsburgh market, which is the number 19 market in the country.
It was a complicated deal. For more than 2 years, the public TV station in Pittsburgh, WQED, sought permission for a 3-station swap that in the end would give Paxson's company a TV outlet in the only major market where it did not have one. Price tag $35 million. In November and again in December, Senator McCain wrote strong letters to FCC commissioners, complaining about their failure to act. McCain emphasized he was not suggesting in any way how you should vote, merely that you vote. The FCC approved the deal 3-2, but opponents insist that McCain's letters did indeed constitute improper influence.
Is it clear to you that Senator McCain was acting on Paxson's behalf in this matter?
Yes, on behalf of Paxson as well as WQED.
Because he wasn't acting on your behalf?
No, that's right.
Perhaps the more important question is one of timing. In his December letter, McCain demanded that each FCC commissioner advise him of any action no later than the close of business on Tuesday, December 14th, 1999. That date is significant because written into the television station contract was a stipulation that everything could fall apart if the deal did not get a green light by December 31st.
The timing of this is highly suspicious.
Andrew J. Schwartzman, who heads a consumer advocates group in Washington, says he cannot recall when a member of Congress, quote, hammered the FCC so blatantly.
There are lots of cases where the FCC takes a long time to act, and lots of instances when senators and members of Congress urge the FCC to act faster. There are a few instances where members of the Congress pressure the FCC as aggressively as this, and I'm aware of no instances where they pressure this aggressively and demand action by a certain date.
The problem with a story like this is it lets everybody go back to every other story, including the Keating scandal.
There is no evidence that I had of any wrongdoing on my part.
In 1991, the Senate Ethics Committee cleared McCain of accusations he improperly helped Charles Keating, the savings and loan executive who'd contributed to his campaign. Still, the committee found McCain had exercised poor judgment in attending meetings with federal regulators. The irony, of course, is that Senator McCain may now be vulnerable on the very issue, special interest money, that so drives his maverick run for the White House.
Senator, I don't know if you said it personally or if this is simply a quote that came from a friend of yours who said he'd heard it from you. but that you referred to the investigation into you and 4 other senators, the so-called Keating Five, as being one of the most painful experiences of your life. Why?
Well, of course, my integrity and my honor were under attack, and I'm very pleased that Mr. Bob Bennett, who made the independent investigation, recommended that John Glenn and I be completely dropped from the investigation. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't doing anything wrong. And I'm very pleased that Mr. Bob Bennett, who made the independent investigation, recommended that John Glenn and I be completely dropped from the investigation. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't doing anything wrong. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't doing anything wrong.
What did you do back in 1991 and in the years prior to that you are prepared to concede was wrong? What was wrong?
I created an appearance of impropriety by attending a meeting with 4 other senators with 4 regulators, even though I said at the time I want no special favors for them. I think that created a wrong impression, and I think that it was the wrong thing to do.
And that was in the context of this real estate developer having paid for vacations for you and your family, having given you access to his private jet, and having contributed more than $100,000 to your campaign.
No, he didn't. Associates and friends and people associated with him did over a number of campaigns, I think, to clarify it.
No, yes.
He didn't himself.
Okay. What then is so different about that and what happened this time? I mean, here too you have a man who together with his associates, has made significant contributions to your campaign, who, as you and I were just discussing a few minutes ago, was prepared to do it again this weekend. Who has given you access to his private jet during this campaign, and where once again there is, if not an impropriety, the appearance of an impropriety.
Well, you're free to make that judgment.
I'm quoting you again. I would very much like to think that I have never been a man whose favor could be bought. From my earliest youth, I would have considered such a reputation to be the most shameful ignominy imaginable. Yet that is exactly how millions of Americans viewed me for a time that I will forever consider one of the worst experiences of my life. Close quote.
I created the appearance of impropriety, as you just said, 5 senators meeting with regulators on behalf of a major contributor. I can't excuse it to you.